Hello, welcome to CLSP Politics. Sean Briscoe speaking. So today we're going to talk about the Save America Act. This is an interesting law that they're trying to push through Congress right now. It's going to affect elections. That's why I believe it falls under the purview of my channel. I try to stick with things that will affect the elections and how we vote. I also talk about campaigns and stuff, but this is part of that. So it's really called the Safeguard American Voters Eligibility Act, but they call it the Save America Act. And really, it's got a few parts to it. It's basically creating more barriers for voters and tightening the rules for voting in America, right? Stuff that technically the federal government has no say in. The states regulate their own elections. So what the feds are, anyway, there's a couple of ways this could go. We'll talk about that at the end, but this is very interesting. This one requires voters to have proof of U.S. citizenship to register, passport, certified birth certificate, or certain other federal identity documents. Then you need a voter ID requirement to vote, and data matching the federal agencies. Now, that's an interesting one. There's another interesting one after this, but I would like to talk about this one for a hot minute. So there's going to be a federal database of voters. That's what this implies, right? It's got to match. Data's got to match. What's it matching to? Well, by law, you're not allowed to use Social Security as an identifying criterion, and that's really the only national database that we've got, as long as you haven't served time in a federal prison or something like that. If you're talking about Joe Schmo on the street, there is no national federal database. Or is there? See, this is the real interesting part of these laws. See, they always hide things in these laws, the Republicans that they're trying to pass, that imply, oh, well, since we passed this law, now we've got to have a database, right? And the fact that they went into Georgia and grabbed the voter rolls and tried to do the same thing in Minnesota. And I've talked about voter registration databases are not hard to get. I use them daily, literally right now, daily. So what I think they want to do is they want to do something that's impossible. They want a federal agency to maintain and keep up with voter registration status for all registered voters across America. Fun fact, Wisconsin is same-day voter registration. So would you be able to vote if you're not in the federal database for voters? Because in Wisconsin, you can register to vote on the day that you vote. So this whole data matching problem, that's a real constitutional issue, because now they're regulating state elections. Because see, the thing is, if they pass this, it sets a precedent. So Democratic Congress and Democratic president can come in and go, oh, feds can regulate elections? Well, then everyone's a registered voter automatically across the board. You're automatically registered to vote in this country. I mean, they can do that, right? If the feds control how voter registration works, then they can switch this all the way to the far leftiest left policy. And there's nothing the GOP could say about it because of laws like this. So be careful what you ask for, GOP. And then this one. And the reason this one, the stricter mail voting, is complicated is because there are a bunch of states that vote by mail. There's a whole bunch, actually. I voted by mail in one of these states, in Washington, but it's California, Colorado, Hawaii, Nevada. You're like, wow, what's in common with those states? Oh, they're blue. All right, and then we've got Oregon, another blue. Utah, that's a red state, but it's not MAGA red, right? It's Mitt Romney red. That's old GOP Bush, Bush 1 red, Reagan red. It's not MAGA red. Vermont, blue. Washington, blue. District of Columbia, blue. So the only state on this list that does vote by mail is Utah. And they're not considered part of the MAGA team, I can assure you. So that's fascinating. They basically create a law that only affects blue states. Shocked. Not shocked. Sorry, I'm just not shocked at all. I think this law is, at its very foundation, anti-constitutional. The states control their elections. Period. So good luck with this. This will get every state will sue on this one. There will be red states that might sue because there are certain laws here that are even further to the right than they are. I think it'll have an adverse effect on rural communities, which is where the red vote is, especially seeing as how, because the way they've treated healthcare in this country, hospitals are shutting down all over the country. So, I was born at this hospital. The hospital no longer exists. You got to go to the state to find your good luck. That's in Austin. Hundreds of miles away from wherever you are in Texas, rural Texas. So yeah, this could have a real adverse effect cascading right through all the elections. So this will be very interesting to see how all this plays out. But I'm feeling like, I don't think that, I know that this is specifically designed to go after rogue red states like Utah and blue states like, blue states. So this will be interesting. Well, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. If you are running for office, you can go to my website at clsbpolitics.com. You can email me, Sean at clsbpolitics. I try to keep up with that. If there's a topic that you'd like me to do a show on, just comment on this and I believe me, I'm always looking for ideas. And yeah, I'm on Blue Sky, Instagram, TikTok, Substack. If you wish to donate to this channel, you can through YouTube. I have a PayPal link, or you can just become a member of my Substack community. All right. I will talk to all you guys later. Have a great one. Bye.